From the basement of a beautiful Chrysler building in New York City, where we have to record at night so you can hear us over the boiler, this is the Scammies. I'm your host, Michael Robertson. Each episode, we're trying to make you just a little bit smarter so you can spot the scams and the scammers and ultimately keep more of your own money. This week, we have an amazing scammer story involving Cardi B. You know her. She's the vivacious and sometimes vulgar hip-hop sensation. She's not doing the scamming. Instead, she's busting the scammer. But more on that in a bit. When we think of scams, we often think of financial scams. But there's another class of scammers. Those who don't seek money, but want to intentionally hurt others by damaging their reputation. I call them reputation scammers. They're less common, but can be far more damaging. Because these scammers are not necessarily motivated by dollars, but by envy. Maybe they're jealous of something trivial like a selection to the cheerleading squad or varsity basketball team. Or maybe bigger achievements like business success or political position riles them up. I was the founder and former CEO of MP3.com, and we had a huge battle bringing consumer-friendly digital music to the masses. During that time period, I was high profile in the media industry, which brings its share of admirers and critics. It's a package deal, of course. You can't have one without the other. Not everyone is going to like you, unless you're Dolly Parton, and I'm not sure how she does it. But there's a small percentage of psychologically damaged people who aren't motivated by legitimate criticism, but pure envy. Envy is a basic human emotion. I'm sure we all have it. And it's why it's one of the 7 deadly sins. But some allow that envy to simmer until it turns to a malignant fixation and fuels a drive to damage another person. The more people you encounter, the more likely you'll encounter a mental defect wanting to harm you or your family. And boy, did I have a few. And the internet opens up new channels where instead of just office rumors reaching dozens, the haters can reach millions, instilling far more damage. Maybe they post lies, often in secret, using anonymous or semi-anonymous tactics, or they set up attack websites or record defamatory videos. The most notorious reputation scammer in recent history was whomever was behind the malevolent Steele dossier designed to hurt Donald Trump's political future. It was pure garbage. And it's a black mark on the FBI that they have not ascertained the source or sources and brought them to justice. There are laws against reputation scamming, such as defamation, libel, and slander. But they're difficult to win, especially for high-profile individuals. Which takes us to Cardi B. A reputation scammer named Latasha Keeb, who goes by Tasha K on YouTube, went on a rampage starting about 3 years ago and published at least 23 vicious videos meant to damage Cardi B's reputation. I won't go into a list of malicious claims because I don't want to give them any credence by even repeating them. But they were nasty allegations about many aspects of Cardi's life, from her previous occupation to her personal hygiene, and even some involving her unborn child. Disgusting. Cardi decided to not lay down and go to court to stop the assault and win some justice. And she did. She recently won a judgment for $4.1 million. The jury found Latasha Keeb guilty of defamation, invasion of privacy in a false light, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. But it was a multi-year battle, and Cardi B spent a whopping $1.338 million in attorney's fees. And there's still likely appeals on the horizon. Cardi B, after the verdict, said, "The truth is that the intentional harm that was done to me is done to countless others every day. The only difference between me and the high schooler who is being cyberbullied and lied on by their classmates is the money and resources I have access to." That's a diplomatic response, likely written by her attorneys. But it paints a stark difference when a young hip-hop artist can track down a reputation scammer and bring them to justice. But the FBI cannot, or more precisely, will not bring justice to those behind the hit piece Steele dossier. The FBI has an annual budget of more than $10 billion. That's $85 from every American household every year. They have the capacity to read every email, text message, online posting, phone call, and get subpoenas for every record they want, yet they do nothing. The FBI has turned into a political organization, working only for the political elite, instead of protecting all Americans from scammers. Cardi B had one more quote after a court victory, and this one I think she actually came up with on her own. She said, quote, "Only an evil person could do that blank." And that's the lesson of this story. There are evil people in this world who think nothing of lying to try and hurt others. The higher profile an individual is, the more they have achieved or the more controversial positions they hold, the more likely they are to have a reputation scammer out to disparage them. I've had a few reputation scammers, and they're frustrating because if you respond, it creates more publicity, which is exactly what they seek. This is called the Streisand effect, named after Barbra Streisand, who wanted pictures of her beach house hidden from the public. And the subsequent battle over those photos spread them far and wide, achieving the exact opposite result of what she had intended. And legal battles are expensive in time and money. Even if you prevail, as Cardi B did, there will still be some that believe the lies. Well, bravo to Cardi B for putting up a fight. And it's a good reminder that it's best to judge people, especially people you don't personally know, by their own words and their own actions, and not what others say about them. Well, that's this episode of the Scammies. Hit that like button if you want more episodes, and click that subscribe button to be the first to be notified of the upcoming awards show, where we showcase the top scam and scam detectives. Thanks for watching.